Hi there, my name is Karis, and today I am here to share with you 7 tips on how to stay motivated while doing online classes. You're going to want to stay tuned until the very end because I'm actually going to share with you one last bonus tip that is absolutely my favorite. So stay tuned till the very end. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and let's get to the video. I am currently a sophomore in college, and like many of you, I am currently doing online classes because my school has transitioned to online school due to COVID-19. Last week I did a video over on how all of us students can cope with this COVID-19 tragedy, and I actually created a Facebook group for all of us to come together and just help each other out during this time. I figured it'd be so much easier to go through this as a group rather than alone. So this group is a place where you can come and ask questions on how to cope with whatever it is you're going through, a place where we can just encourage one another. So if you want to be a part of that community, you can join us at COVID-19 Student Community on Facebook. I will link that in the description down below. Okay, now moving on to the tips and tricks. The first couple of tips I'm going to give you is just like how to stay motivated in general, but then the last few tips that I will be sharing with you are just specific tips on how to stay motivated while doing your actual classes. The very first tip I have for you is try to get on a decent sleeping schedule. And I know this one is so hard because it's so much easier to stay up all night watching Netflix and then sleeping in really late. But if you're sleeping in late, you really can't get much done throughout the day. Now, I said decent sleeping schedule. I said that because we have to be very realistic. If you are already a person who does not get up early, then I don't want you to just say, okay, starting now, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. because you won't. You might for like a week, then your body will rebel, and then you don't want to get up anymore, and all this will just be thrown out the window. So figure out what a decent sleeping schedule is for you and run with that. Tip number 2. Get ready for the day. I know it's so much easier and so much more comfortable to just stay in our PJs or stay in our sweats all day long, but I have actually realized that whenever I get up and actually take a shower, wear something other than sweatpants, I am more in the mood to actually do my schoolwork rather than just lounge around. So I would just recommend you to get up, get ready for your day, maybe exercise in the morning, just kind of get your blood flow going, and you don't have to put on makeup or anything like that, but just pretend like you're going out into the world rather than staying in your room working on homework all day. Okay, so now we are going to move into the more specific tips on how to actually stay motivated while working on your actual schoolwork. So tip number 3 is to log into your school's learning system and figure out what kind of assignments you have coming up. So we use Canvas for my college. I know some schools use Moodle. Whatever it is, you're going to want to log in. So I am logged in mine right now, and I really have no idea if you can see it just because of the lighting. But I'm logged in right now, and I can see exactly what I have coming up, what kind of assignments I have due, and then there's already a check mark on the ones that have already been completed and been turned in. So you want to make sure you are constantly logging into your school's learning system, figuring out if assignment dates are changed, because professors might be changing up things just because the craziness. And then you also want to make sure you are always constantly checking your emails. This is so important. I know most of us don't really like to go through our emails. They're just annoying. But during this time especially, you are going to want to stay on top of it with those emails because you want to make sure you get the changes that the professors are making. Before we move on to tip number 4, if you're liking this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm waiting. Did you do it? Okay, so moving on. Tip number 4 is to create a to-do list. Now, I know you guys have probably heard this time and time and time again, but I do it a little different. I make my to-do lists weekly and daily. So I sit and write down a list of things that I need to do for the week on Sunday evenings. This list is very broad. It's not very specific. I just kind of jot down just the different things I need to do that week. And then I make a daily list. So I actually have them here. I do them on an index card. I'm not very fancy, I'm not very artistic, so I don't really spend hours doing the really pretty to-do lists. I think those are amazing, and props to those of you who are willing to spend that much time on them, but I really don't do that. Sometimes I will put them in my phone notes, but I just really like to have like a physical copy of my to-do lists. But anyways, this was my weekly list. I have really bad handwriting. So I have a little bit more stuff on this one. And then this was just my to-do list for today. So whenever I do my daily to-do lists, I usually make them the night before. So if I'm trying to do a to-do list for Tuesday, I'll do it Monday night. I do this because I feel more ambitious to get stuff done the night before than I do the day of. What I mean by that is, if I try to do a to-do list on a Tuesday and make it that Tuesday, I just kind of have this habit of being like, oh, I don't really feel like doing anything today, so I'm just not going to put a lot on my to-do list. But if I make my to-do list on Monday night when I'm feeling more motivated, then I'm more likely to get more stuff done. Whenever you make your daily list, you want to be much more specific than your weekly list. You want to really write down everything you want to do. So if you have a big assignment that is due maybe at the end of the week, then maybe on Monday you want to do just a portion of it, and you want to write that down so you can make yourself do that portion of an assignment instead of just thinking, oh, I have till Friday to do it, so I'm just not going to do anything today. So your weekly list needs to be just very broad, and then your daily list needs to be detailed, and it helps if you do it the night before. I hope all that makes sense. Tip number 5 on staying motivated when doing online classes. This tip might be a little extra, but I promise you when I say this one helps a lot. And that is find an accountability partner. What I mean by that is maybe have somebody else that you exchange your to-do list with, so that by the end of the week you guys can report back to each other and let each other know if you completed everything you hoped to accomplish. I think this is really helpful because just knowing that you have to kind of report to somebody might help you just be a little bit more motivated to get your work done. And if you can't find anybody to do this with, you are in luck, because in our COVID-19 student community group, I post a message on Sunday nights and just asking people on what it is they plan on doing that week, and they just put it in the comments section, and then the following Friday they will reply to their comment and say what all they got done. So that in itself is a little bit of an accountability partner. So don't forget to join that group if you want to be a part of that. Tip number 6. You guys are not going to like this one, but if you want to stay motivated on doing your online classwork, you are going to want to get rid of your phone. When I say that, I don't mean throw away your phone, but while you're doing your classwork, you do not want your phone around you. We can all agree it's so much easier to sit through and watch TikToks all day long than it is to do your schoolwork, which, shameless plug here, but if you want, you can go follow me on TikTok. I'll have a link in the description down below. But one thing I realized is if I am doing my schoolwork and my phone is not around me, I get so much more done. And I actually practiced this when I was on campus too. I would never do homework in the same room as my phone. And I know we could just mute it or turn it off, but still, if it's just there, it could be very easy to reach over, turn it on, and get distracted. So maybe just put your phone in a different part of your house and work on your homework, and I promise you when I say this, this will make you become so much more productive. Tip number 7. This is the very last tip before I move on to the bonus tip, which by the way you don't want to miss out on, so keep on watching. But my last tip is make sure you sit at a desk when you do your schoolwork, and this makes a lot of a difference. I've tried to do homework just sitting on my bed or sitting on a comfortable couch, but I've realized I get so much more done when I'm sitting up and sitting at a desk with very minimum distraction. So I'm not just like out in space staring at the random things that are sitting on the desk. And you also want to make sure that desk is located in a quieter area of your house, because you don't want to keep getting distracted with all the noise around you. And I know that's a little bit harder to avoid when you're at home stuck with maybe younger siblings, but just try to do your best to at least sit at a desk when you are working on your homework, and that makes so much of a difference. Okay, so now on to the bonus tips. This tip is a little different from what most people giving you motivational tips will say, but I am just here to tell you that it's okay to not be doing something 24/7. Now, you don't want to be on the other side of things where you just aren't doing anything, but I have had a hard time just having all this time on my hand and feeling like I'm not doing anything, when in reality I am doing a lot. Like, my homework assignments are being turned in, but we just have so much more time, so it feels as if we're not doing enough. So make sure you get your homework done, but don't stress out and feel like you need to be going all the time. Instead, maybe just take this time to just breathe, relax, chill. Like, the college life, high school life, school life in general, we are running around all the time and are involved in so much that we just kind of forget to just sit and relax. And so when we do have that time, we all just freak out and feel like we need to be more motivated to do stuff. But this might be a good time for you all just to relax a little bit and do that one thing that you'd always wanted to do, but you just have always not had time for it. So do something like that. Call friends. Just make time for yourself and know that it's okay to not be doing something 24/7. Wow, that was a lot. I hope you guys found at least one of those tips to be a little bit more helpful in your life. I want to remind you once again, if you want to be a part of the COVID-19 College Community Facebook group, you can do so by clicking on the link in the description down below. We would love to have you there. And I hope your transition to online classes goes smoothly. Comment down below and let me know if you have any questions or which one of these tips you found most helpful. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos like this. And until next time, bye.